And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semifinals here of the WardiTV Monday number 76. We are back. We have returned here with our final semifinals, if that makes sense. We just wrapped up with Solo versus Cure. Cure did take down Solo 2-1, and Cure is waiting in the grand finals for the winner of the series. We're waiting for the winner of Classic and Percival. We have another PvT. Let us jump on in. Game 1 is going to be on the Old Republic, and this is going to be a bit of a rematch. Again, Percival, he has been improving so much over the past year, almost year and a half at this point of play. It's been very impressive. It's been very motivating to see Percival just rise through the ranks as quickly as he has, to the point where he's able to take it to players like Classic on a more regular basis. Now, I still would say that Classic is favored, of course, but we have been seeing Percival take maps and take series on a much more on a less irregular basis than he did previously, on a much more regular basis, if you will. Still not favored, but it's been impressive to see him take it to these top players more and more often. To even make it to the semis here is a big feat. But here we go, spawning in the left-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss for Virtus Pro. It is a Classic. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Terran player. The red Terran player himself. We have the South Korean Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. Here we go. We are going to be settling in, and from here we have our PvT. Welcome to the Old Republic. The Old Republic is a larger map of the map pool, longer rushes by ground. I will say that these larger maps do typically favor Protoss, and they'll be favoring Classic. Classic has some of the best late game PvT out there in the world, if not the best late game PvT. So if you can get there, Classic can dominate. Meanwhile, Percival typically thrives in more aggressive settings. Percival on smaller maps, I do favor him. If we can load into Tourmaline, 10,000 feet, Ruby Rock, those three maps come to mind, then Percival, he can catch you up with an all-in. On these larger maps, I'm a little bit less confident, especially against Classic, but we'll see. We'll see what he has to offer. We'll see what he brings to the table as we open up single gas, racks expand. CC is going to be off center, so a nice little move here by Classic, forcing some inefficiencies out of Percival. Bearing in mind, of course, Percival can always lift and land. Oh, hello. That's a tech lab. So early tech lab at a Percival, he is going for early Marauder production. The goal here is to try to punish the punish of Classic. Classic, upon confirming the earlier CC, Classic may choose to move out across the map with Adepts and Stalkers to try to harass and delay. Yep, there it is. The Adept is on the way. Should be rallying across the map. If that's the case, the goal for Percival is to catch the Adept with the Marauder. Can he catch him? As Marauders are building up. Ooh, behind this, going for a 3-rack setup here. Again, I like this a lot more on smaller maps. On a larger map like this, Classic will have more time to react and more time to respond. But it is going to be a 2-on-1. Okay. You have my attention. Going for the second racks and going for the factory before starport. Let's go. From here, Percival does move in. Again, he's been revealed, so Classic pulls away in time. Does pull away, doesn't get caught up by the Marauders, and should be able to defend back at home. Yeah, he's got his Adept, Stalker, Sentry. Again, the hope for Percival was to catch the units. He failed to do so. And Percival is going to be careful. So from here he pulls away. Behind this, going for his own mine drop follow-up, but I'm most curious about the early stim timing. Again, remember, fast second racks, fast bio production here. Oh, actually going for the add-on swap into reactor to Widow Mines. Interesting. Making use of those add-ons. Mines are amassing. And we'll see how hard Percival commits. We shall see. So far, Classic is unaware. There's been, I was going to say there's been no hallucination scout. I mean, now there has. Spots a Widow Mine, spots a reactor on the factory as well. He still see all three mines. He knows. Yeah, Classic is fully aware. Is going to prepare. And now we have released him. Back at home, Classic just going for a 2-gate blink into a third, so very economic build here by Classic, building up into a stronger mid game. So greedy play out of our Protoss. Mine Drop is moving out, only 3 Widow Mines, not making any more behind this. Ooh. Setting it for tanks. But again, it's been a bit of a messy early game here from Percival. It's been a big commitment into the Marauders, into Widow Mines, and so far no damage has been dealt. As the medevac moves in, you have 3 Stalkers in position. Ooh, does dive on the medevac, and will focus it down. Ooh, barely. Yeah, medevac does fall. 3 Mines are left behind. And nice pickups here. 1 mine goes down, base out one of the shots. Blink is available. 1 probe for 3 Widow Mines to the medevac. That is a brutal trade. Oh my god. Classic, he defends it beautifully here. And the pressure is on Percival. Is in a rough position. Sim is finishing up faster than normal. Percival, he might try to catch these Stalkers. And I'm curious to see if Percival even gets a 3rd CC. Do we get a 3rd? Do we commit? Medevacs are out, so Percival, he can stim more freely. Classic should scout the move out. Percival, he commits. Jumping towards the natural. Does drop towards. Would you have the switch into gateway units here? So charge is on the way, +1 is on the way, delayed bay into delayed splash damage. You see Classic splitting up his army. Zealous on the right, Stalkers on the left. And he does spot the drops. Does spot the medevacs. He saw the rotation. He wants those medevacs. He gets 1, he gets both. Yeah, both medevacs go down. Brutal force fields as well, just catching out all the Marauders. Massive loss here for Percival. Ay, ay, ay. He just lost half his army. Half his army went down. He has to get the hell out of here. It's to pull away. Classic gets away with the 4th base, and Classic is just getting further ahead. And as you mentioned, especially on these larger maps, it's just much more difficult for the Terran player to get across the map to punish. It's so much more difficult. As Classic moves in. Ooh, I don't see him really breaking this yet. He's still lacking reinforcements. Oh, never mind. He does catch the Marauders once again. Does force a pickup. Classic trades well. Locking him in. Locking him in even. Yeah, and from here we're just taking up. Classic, he backs off, he's taking up, he's building up his 4th base, building up a 2nd robo, getting to double colossus production, getting further ahead. We have Percival likewise going into a 2nd starport, into mass Viking production as well, and the game is going to slow down from here. It's going to slow down, but the reality is that Classic has a massive lead. The soup is lying to you. Soup is lying. Basically, in this kind of position, Percival is stuck at home, and Classic is mass expanding. And soon, this economy is going to kick in. As Classic has free reign to take these bases. And it's going to come down to whether or not Percival can take a 4th. The 4th base is going to be a big challenge for Percival. I mentioned earlier that Classic has the best late game PvT in the world. Straight up. I would favor Classic's late game PvT more so than Hero and more so than Max Packs. It is his big strength. Another base on top left, or center left. And now we're just perfecting our army. From here, technically, Classic can try to set up towards Sky Toss, but I mean, there's no need to. Like, he can just focus on his ground army, building up his disruptors, gearing up his economy. We could see a fleet beacon just for a mothership. Or a Stargate fleet being just into Mothership. As it takes more expansions, more bases. We should soon be seeing just a vast array of spotter pylons. We do have some cells on top left. We have an observer here towards the center of the map, but we should be getting some more vision just to confirm where exactly Percival expands, whether he takes the center base or the northern base. Observer does split the move outs. Classic sees all. We're still looking for Classic. We'll find him. As Classic drops into the natural, at the same time taking one of Percival's bases as well. Does expand very aggressively. Oh, nice EMP. Oh my god. EMP goes off. At the same time, Zealous is still wreaking havoc in the main as 7 SCVs go down. Nice damage. This is going to be the moment for Percival. Can he maintain the center fourth base? Classic moving in. Shows Novas. EMP lands. Nice mine shot. Nova goes off. Oh, doesn't connect. Yeah, nice target firing. One Nova does connect with a couple of Marauders, but overall, better trade for Percival. Did snipe 3? 2 Disruptors. Did snipe 2 Disruptors, but last still is struggling. Classic is remaxed. And Classic will soon have 3-3. Another drop into the natural. Classic heading towards that third. First, where he reacts, he responds. Nova's going off. A bit of friendly fire, zoning back the army. Yeah, a little bit messy here. Vikings, they take over the skies. At the same time, the prism was shut down. Nice defense here by Percival. He defends against the prism. Resets the Colossus count. How many Vikings are left over? 9. Okay, not too many. It's one of those things where Classic should be switching out of Colossus into Mass Disruptor. Vikings have less value here. As Liberator's getting called out. Getting one. Oof. Yeah, one Liberator Nova does connect as well. Yeah, brutal connection. Classic for now just distracting, catching up more Marauders, getting ready for a run by. And does get into the mineral line. He gets in, catches a ghost. Takes down one of the ghosts, takes down Liberator as well. Ooh, Panic Nova's here by Classic. Yeah, Nova's a lackluster, but the Zealots are not. They do get into the mineral line. 13 SCV kills. Crippling Percival. And remember, Classic, he has every other base on the map. Like, he can afford these trades. He can afford it. And Nova's going off. They connect. Vikings forced to land. Another Stellar Runway, now building up to 19 SCV kills. He's maxed. he can't afford a warp in. He's maxed out. Stay Classic. This Classic, he just collapses in. He can just win this head on. And Novas are connecting. Army gets zoned away. Classic makes his way into the third. And Percival cannot keep up. Not against this kind of army. Not like this. Not anymore. Not against this economy even, I should say. And it all came down to the mid game. It came down to Percival losing momentum early on. Losing map control, massive Nova connects. Oh my gosh, that's the never takes down the Ghost. Yeah, Ghosts are going down, finally going for the CC as well. Planetary will fall, massive connections. And with that, GG gets called. GG gets called. Classic will take game number 1, take a lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, just a really rough start for Percival, winding it back. Remember, Percival, he went for the early concussive shell, early marauders, which didn't achieve anything, was shut down. Likewise, went for the mine drop, also got shut down very efficiently as well. With that, Percival had a shaky early game. Following that, he tried to go for some drop play, but we saw that Classic was able to keep up and catch the medevacs as well. Remember, Percival, when he was trying to be active in the mid game, he lost half his army. He lost half his army in the center of the map, and with that, he was forced back home. And the moment that he lost map control, the moment that it was forced back home, that was, I wouldn't say game then and there, but that was the moments where momentum swung heavily in favor of Classic, where Classic took control of the entire map, mass expanding it up to 7, 8 bases, and Percival couldn't do anything about it. He was just stuck at home. GG. GG, well played. Again, that's mid-game. Momentum is crucial here when it comes to PvT. And now we're loading into another one of these larger maps. What were the vetoes? What happened? We're loading into another larger map. We're going to be loading into Winter Madness. Once again, these larger maps do typically favor Protoss. I will say that specifically on Winter Madness, it should be easier to take a 4th for as the Terran player, but still does lean towards longer games. Here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness. We have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss himself, representing Protoss Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the red Terran down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is a Percival. Here we go. So getting into game 2. Now, once again, as you mentioned, Winter Madness is one of the larger maps in the map pool, but has more defendable bases. So if Percival were one to try to get into a longer and later game, getting your 4th base up and running should be easier on Winter Madness. True. It should be easier for the Terran to claim their 4th base and to build up in towards the late game into a maxed out army. At the same time, though, as I mentioned, I don't think that's where Percival's strengths lie. Like, for me, Percival, he's a very aggressive Terran player. He thrives in the mid game. That's where he can really pop off. But again, these maps that we're loading into isn't really conducive to that. As Percival does go for the eBay block, we'll delay the expansion, and we'll force a reaction out of Classic. Ideally, Percival did want to force the unnatural natural. He wanted to force the low ground CC, oh sorry, the low ground Nexus. But was scouted, was denied. So Classic from here can build up. And we'll see what build Percival goes for. For now, just going for the faster CC, a stronger economy. The mid game was what I'm most curious by here, whether Percival goes for a 2-base all-in or not. I would say that 2-base all-ins are weaker on this map, but I mean, if they go unscouted, they can still catch a player off guard. Especially for players overconfident and overly greedy. True. Percival pokes in, pulls away. Behind this building up, going to Reacted Marine. No add-on swap this time, okay. So no Reacted Widowmine. Not yet. Classic back at him, going for his tech of choice, going for a Twilight Council opener. It's not unheard of to see Classic go for like a Stargate opener or a Robo opener. But here, so far, playing standard, getting into Blink. He's got 2 gates so far. He's ahead in the series. We might see him play safe and go for a 3rd gateway, or just claim a 3rd expansion. still building up. Classic setting up his spotter pylons. Classic is yet to scatter across the map, so he sees nothing. This will give him some seconds to react to, say, like Banshees or drop play. And we can see it is going to be Cloak Banshee. Hallucination pokes in. Confirms Reacted Marine, and confirms the Tech Lab does spot Cloak. Yeah, big scout here for Classic. He does confirm the Banshees. Is fully aware. Robo gets thrown out instantly. So it was 2-gate blink into a third into a delayed Robo. But I believe the Observer should be out in time, at least against Cloak. Percival looking for the probe. Does find it. It does find the worker. First Banshee has arrived. And again, the Robo will finish in a couple of seconds. It does make its way in. The Observer is on the way. It looks like Cloak, there's going to be like a very small window in time here where Cloak is available. Nah, this is the Observer. Never mind. The Observer's in position. Does get 1, 2, 3. Two probe kills. That is not worth it. Banshee is hunted down. Oof, does not get away. There is 1 Banshee left, so there is still potential for damage at the natural. Hellion Reaper gets caught out. There's 2 soldiers to defend. Banshee does move in. So far, this has been a stronger start for Classic. Stronger early game. Oh! Blinks away in time. Saturating his third. Banshee moves in, gets caught out. And the Banshee does not kill the sentry. No! Oh, God. Yeah, 2 Banshees for only 2 probes. The sentry survived without a stronger defense here from Classic. He shuts down all the aggression. Looking to gain map control. It's 1, 2, 3 Marines. Nice pickups. Very clean play. Oh yeah. Este Classic. And just entering with Percival. Percival is going to expand, so there's no 2-base all in here. But the pressure is very much on Percival. He has to find some kind of damage. He's going for the drop. Does hit the drop, not bad. Yeah, 4 or 5 probe kills. Very nice damage here by Percival. Main army moves in, trying to catch out the Stalkers. As Classic does blink away. Going straight into the main, actually. Okay. So far, so good. And this does make up for it. Again, the Banshees were awful, but here we get 8 probes. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You know, we just keep going. There we go, getting up to 15 probe kills. Very nice drop here by Percival. Gets an entire mineral line. Okay, Percival, we're back in this. it was a rough start. It was a very, very rough start when it came to the Hellions, the Hellions, the Reapers, the Banshees as well. It was a very shaky opener out of Percival. That job does make up for it. Percival is rallying across the map. Does rally across. Oh. Getting caught out. Losing a mine, losing a medevacs as well. Better trades from Classic. At the same time, Percival dropping into the natural. Classic out of position, force the recall. Does force the recall. Still there, 4 probe kills. Classic is defending, but now we have a shakier mid-game, more of a back and forth. Oh, assuming we get away. No! Okay, thankfully that's the empty medevac. Yeah, medevac goes down. The army does unload. First, we have to get the hell out of here. Ooh, bleeding out Marauders. Bleeding out a Marauder. It does hold on to the ramp. And from here, we're now taking up. We're taking up from here. We have Extendable Lance. Extendable Lance. Fourth base is on the way. +1. Classic building up into the mid game. When it comes to Percival's play, he's also begun Viking production. So got his Vikings, second starport as well for mass Viking production and the Ghost Academy. So we're getting into the mid game. Again, so far it's more of a back and forth. We'll see if Classic can potentially even break that third base early on. It's being active. Stalker goes down, late blink at a Classic. Vikings are revealed. Okay, that's already what, 5? 4. It's already 4 Vikings. Classic has to get the hell out of there. And we even have a faster forward CC. Okay. That's the Percival. Again, a much stronger mid-game compared to last game. So far, so good. So much more competitive play out of Percival. He's being a little bit cavalier though. Being active on the map. Looks like he wants to distract. Another drop into the natural. Once again, Classic out of position. This is what, the third time this has happened. Marines get in. Quick reactions though. This time not finding too much damage. Steering into the main. He's doing it again, and still no reaction here, by the way. Yeah, Classic now going for the warp in. But a late warp in at the Classic. 9 probe kills and the medevac gets away. These drops are keeping Percival in this game. If not just straight up giving him a lead. Percival here's ahead economically. Classic taking more expansions. It's hard to be active as a Terran just because we do have what, plenty of, but 3 Colossus here for Classic. Disruptor's now on the way as well. But we are seeing really nice drop play out of Percival. Speaking of drops, Classic also getting ready. Percival going for the low ground expansion. This is going to be the moment here for Percival. We'll see if he can hold on. We'll see if he can defend. Army moves in. Prism into the main. Yeah, turrets are in position, but the Prism does get in. Nice EMP. And nice EMPs. Vikings, they take down 1 Colossus. They get 1, they get 2. Oof. Very nice snipes. But the Zealots get in. Ooh, Zealots, they bust into the main base. SCVs are going down. Critical damage. At the same time, drop into the natural, but this time Classic does defend. Classic defends well, and he kills 14 SCVs across the map. Oof. Catching out a Ghost. Catching out a Ghost. Another Ghost gets clipped. 17 SCV kills. Zealots are finally being cleaned up. Again, this one Prism drop into the main base is doing so much. Has done so much. And finally, something goes Classic's way. So some nice damage in the main base. Poked in, picked off some Ghost. Picks off some key units. So we're getting 10s. Classic sharking around. There it goes off. Oof, doesn't quite connect. That was close. As Percival, this time is the first to max out. Again, it's just showing just how stronger his mid game has been compared to last game. Oh. Oof. Does take it over to the face. As Percival does 9 expansion, not bad. As it does give chase, Percival, he might find another, or he does find another expansion. Denies the warp in. Can he force a cancel? Oh, he's tempted. He wants to. Not quite there. Yeah, he isn't quite able to. Force to engage instead. Picks up a couple of stalkers. Main army through the center. Does catch a disruptor. Prism gets in. Uh-oh. We've seen this before. Prism into the main. The warp in will finish. Yeah, massive warp in. Zelsa busts into the mineral line. This Nexus will be killed. We're getting messy. We're getting very messy here. As Zelsa is still wreaking havoc in the main. 12 SCV kills. This is now happening for the second time. I mean, it's been both players this game, right? Where Classic twice we saw him fumble against the drop into the natural, pushing into the main base. Likewise here, the second time as well, where Percival does fumble the defense against the Prism. And these turrets just have not been enough. Oof. Yeah, his nerves are connecting. Raising the army. Oof. Better connections towards the end. As he builds up to 9 disruptors, soon to be 11. Oh no, the surround! Yeah, Percival comes over behind. He gets 1, 2, 3 disruptors. Very nice. Oh god, but the Novas are connecting. Yeah, messy retreat here by Classic. Oh my god. Yeah, very, very messy here. Vikings forced to land. More Zealots rallying in. And Classic's being overwhelmed. He's just being overwhelmed here. Percival can't just keep pushing. Send it, papi, send it. Oh no. Yeah, not enough bio. The Zealot warpins are terrifying. Oh. As there's not much room to defend. Only Vikings. Yeah, Percival's out of position. He's out of position. There's not much back at home. Liberators, they do siege up though, okay. There is liberation to defend. Does have liberators. Denies the CC. Classic defends back at home, just barely. Just barely. Classic is holding on, taking more bases. Still has built up a bank, at least somewhat, at least mineral bank. Classic the first to max out. And again, Percival's done well for himself, sniping bases, denying expansions. Nice EMP. It might not be good enough. There's still 5 disruptors left available. Classic rotating over, getting on top of the expansion. Finds the would-be planetary. This time will kill. Yeah, kills the planetary. Percival does find the center expansion. Classic defends. Classic is literally taking every other base on the map. There's one free expansion. One free base. Prism goes in once again. And once again, there's only one turret. Yeah, only one turret. We've been here before. For the 3rd time, the Prism gets into the main, going for the massive warp in. Main army does push forward. We do pass by each other. And Classic is going for the kill, going for the throats. Nova's going up, forcing the pickup. Planetary goes down. And Percival, he is committed. He might get an expansion here, but this base doesn't matter. Remember, Classic has plenty of expansions. Plenty of Nexus. Catching reinforcements. Moving in. Remember, he's got his 4 disruptors. Never goes off. Oh my god. Yeah, the connections are insane. Catching at the Terran. Oh no, the move command. Throwing away 4 ghosts. and Percival is falling apart. At this point, he's just falling apart. Again, this was a more impressive showing out of Percival compared to game 1. Much more impressive, but still did fall apart in that mid-game. GG gets scored, and Classic will claim the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG, well played. Percival, he was holding his own. Again, I was very impressed by the drop play out of Percival, dropping into the natural, dropping into the main base, dealing more damage, catching Classic out of position. It was very impressive play. But the same was the case for Classic, unfortunately. For Percival, as Classic, he got into the main base 3 times. 3 times with his 1 warp prism, got a massive warp in, and he was crippling the economy. What should have been a lead for Percival, instead he was losing those leads, as he was losing so much back at home. Not just SCVs, but reinforcements as well. GG, well played. Again, those are just some brutal warp ins into the main. And with that, we have our grand finals. It's going to be a best of 5 finals. Between who? Between Classic and Cure. Bearing in mind that Cure took down Solar earlier in the other semifinals match. Did take him down.